There was a comment on ayahuascaforums.com that referred to something written in Ayahuasca Frequently Asked Questions number 1. I quote, "Despite potentially heavy hallucinations, it can provide a mind clear enough to do your annual tax returns." The comment to this was, funny. Not really accurate from my experience, but still kind of a funny statement. I can barely walk or speak when I'm having a full-blown experience. Are you using a light form of ayahuasca or something? I mean, I can make it to the bathroom, to the kitchen if I must, with a great deal of effort, but my taxes? Maybe when the effects are wearing off, and if I was using Tax Act or one of those programs, ... Now I must say, I felt this guy. Ayahuasca smashed me many times, but now I know that it is possible. Can you explain, please, to those who have not had this experience?
To start with, I must apologize to all the readers, because when I did Ayahuasca Frequently Asked Question number 1, which was something generic, if I remember what is ayahuasca and what does it do, I started writing and it was like a book. I needed to explain everything. So I made a conscious decision to make it as short as possible, for allow other questions to exist and other nuances and things to be in separate places. So I'm sorry that I didn't explain. Is it possible that in the ayahuasca experience, when somebody is smashed, especially if it's good medicine, and am I talking about good medicine? Yes, I'm talking about using the best medicine there is, things that turn you into amoebas. But give me some time to explain. In other FAQs and especially in the videos, I talk about navigating the ayahuasca experience. First of all, let's examine an ayahuasca ceremony with really strong medicine. What will usually happen, it will take some time before it starts, then suddenly it will be very strong, overwhelming. There will be moments where it's even hard to keep on to one single word, like an intention, like a small phrase. And that's the way that we try to help people, by teaching them how to be able to hold on the intention that they're on during this phase. And then of course there's another phase where there's a lot of worry about the body and so on, but then the ayahuasca takes a dip and the mind becomes clear and all sorts of thoughts come in. And then there's other phases where it rises again, and it goes in waves like that throughout the ceremony. Any kind of processing happens not only during the periods of the lull of the huge physical sensations, but also during, because these create fears, ideas, thoughts that come into the mind. Is it possible under ayahuasca to have a mind clear enough to do your tax returns or your accounting? Absolutely yes, but everything depends on what you want and how much you want it. In ayahuasca, you find yourself in front of everything that is you. And of course, you can listen to voices that tell you what you cannot do or who you cannot be, and then these voices tell you, look, you're weak, this is too strong for you, your body, your mind, your emotions are too strong for you. You do not have choice over what is happening here. But yet, if you want something strongly enough, then you can say, no, I have choice, I have choice, I have power. I can stand still and I can explore this and I can ask my questions. And if my question is, for example, well, let me give you an example to understand this. I had in one of my very short retreats, a magic journey, with just 3 ceremonies, this young lady who was here for a few days. She'd done ayahuasca before, and we did a consultation together, and I asked her, what would you like? What would be the best gift you could get? Because you only have 3 ceremonies. You need to get something appreciable for your life. You need to actually navigate towards something precious. So what would you like more than anything? Close your eyes and feel. So she closed her eyes, and she suddenly started crying, and she said, what I would like to do is to forgive my father for all the wrongs he's done me. So I said, okay, I promise you, if you follow your intention, and you want this to be your intention every night, then it can be done. But to start with, you must believe that there is nothing to forgive. There's nothing to forgive to our parents, to our lovers, to our brothers, to the friends who had betrayed us, to the partners that it didn't work out. Because they are people like us who just try their best to navigate life and be happy. And then she went for 3 nights, an amazing little girl, but with such intention and strength, and she wanted so much to see how she could not even forgive her father, but actually dream of even loving him and having him in her life, because he was not in her life anymore, by her choice. So eventually she reached a place where she could do with intricate detail all the accounting of everything that her father had given to her. Not only on the money front, because actually he'd supported her in everything that she did, although he was strict about how things would be handled. But he was always there supporting her fully in reality, but also by being there whenever he actually asked for his help. Maybe he was guilty of not being there when she didn't ask, but he was not guilty of not being there when she asked. And when she started doing the accounting, and when she started crying when she was telling the story, and feeling all these moments and remembering the story from a different point of view. Seeing her father's hurt and her refusal to see how much he was trying to get to her and to help her in any possible way. Yes, for a whole night after she broke through, she could do the accounting of everything that had happened between her and her father from the moment that she was a little child, and decide how much this relationship was worth it to her. And then there was, in a mythic voyage, this very determined young man, and that's like a heavy-duty workshop, so there's 10 days. He can go wherever he wants. And I asked him the same question, and his answer was, how can I best repay my family for all the things I've done, and how can I atone for all the fuck-ups that I've done in my life? And then I told him the same thing. There's nothing to forgive. There's nothing to forgive yourself. You, like them, you did your best. And then he came to a night where he did an accounting, not only of all the financials, because he felt that he had no worth and gave no added value and was fully supported, and his fuck-ups. And when he actually saw the real value of his fuck-ups and how much more his contribution was, and how much he had offered, and how much of that was actually his, then he could stand tall and walk, not losing his gratitude for the rest, but also having gratitude and pride on himself, and loving himself, and feeling that he's able to do in life, standing proud. Can people do accounting and have the clear mind during ayahuasca? Yes. And also, if they truly want to hate, if they want to confirm their hatred, well, they can do that also. they can do that also. They can remember every little bad thing the bitch did. If they choose, they can also remember everything beautiful thing the angel gave, even if the pain of losing it is too big. Ayahuasca is about showing you what you can do, not telling you what you cannot do. It's about intention surpassing the difficulties and how much you're smashed. And if you want it otherwise, if you want to do it without intention, you don't need a clear mind anyway. You can just float in beautiful nirvana. If you want a clear mind, yes, it can be there.